While the Umbrella Academy hasn't gotten its 4th season renewal yet, is there something we can look forward to if it does? Yes, indeed there is. Because while there's a lot of change going around in the world of entertainment right now, it's more true than ever that many of the heads of these various platforms and services are trying to keep their hits a-rolling and holding on to their safe bets. The Umbrella Academy has been an unlikely hit since basically day one, but it's used that to their advantage in order to surprise everyone with their quality. With Season 3 now behind them, let's look at what can happen if Season 4 occurs. What happened in Season 3? Given that Season 3 was a wild card in various ways, not the least of which was the stunning Season 2 finale shot, it's important to look at the 10 episodes we got in June to see where we can go from here. Because there are a lot of paths and options. In short, after the events of Season 2, the Umbrellas returned home, only to find that it's not their home. Rather, their father, Reginald Hargreaves, was so put off by what they said to him in Season 2 back in Dallas, just watch the show and you'll understand, that he didn't adopt them and instead adopted 7 new kids and called them the Sparrow Academy. He then raised them, to be the ultimate superhero team full of ads and publicity and such. It didn't go well for him or for them. The Umbrellas would go on to find out that this wasn't the only change made to the timeline. And at first, they were mostly okay with that, to the extent that they went to the Hotel Obsidian and basically accepted retirement. Problem though? Because of their antics in the past, the superpowered boy Harlan that Vanya/Victor accidentally created just as accidentally killed all their mothers before they, the Umbrellas, were born. For the record, that's really bad because they were still somehow alive in the present. That created the Kugelblitz, a black hole-like entity that literally started to annihilate all of existence, including the Temps Commission that usually would try and stop something like this from happening. They tried to work with the Sparrows to get it contained. It didn't work, so it was up to Reginald Hargreaves to take his united children, to the Hotel Oblivion and literally rewrite the universe. It worked. The ending of the season was the Umbrellas trying to figure out the new world/universe they were living in. And as we the viewers found out, it's much different. And as a result, there are many stories that can be had here. Again, Season 4 isn't confirmed as of yet. But based on what we know and can speculate, there are many stories to tell. Starting with Allison. Easily the MVP in terms of both storyline and acting was that of Allison. One of the big changes to the timeline was that because she was never born, she never met her husband and never had her daughter in Claire. Do recall that she married a man named Ray back in the 1960s and as a result, she was happy, even in the not progressive time that they were in. She only left Ray in Dallas with his blessing, to be clear, because the future beckoned and so did Claire, until she learned the scary truth and started a spiral that continued right up until the end of the season. Allison wanted to find a way to fix the timeline to get her daughter back, which included making a deal with Reginald Hargreaves at the end so that when the universe was restored, she'd get everything she felt she deserved. Despite killing him to save the family, it didn't stick. Hargreaves held up his end of the deal, and not only was Claire alive in the reborn world, but Ray was now her husband. So where does this leave her? As the woman who literally has everything, all her actions paid off. The real question now is, how far will she go to protect it? You might think that once she realizes the full truth that she will ally herself with her true family once again and try to undo it all. But that's not a given, especially since she literally has all she could ever ask for. Plus, the other Umbrellas don't know where she is, and doubtful we'll see her go back to where she once lived. Allison's role in Season 4 will be just as important as it is in Season 3, and for that, we should be wanting to see where it takes her. Powerless. Easily one of the biggest twists when the world was rewritten was that every one of the Umbrellas, including Lila as well as Sparrow Ben, was powerless. This even included Luther, who died before the world was rewritten. He even had his original body back and not his ape form. There are going to be a lot of theories as to why this was done in the new world. But the biggest question is going to be, how does this affect the fight for the world? We already have part of the answer here because instead of uniting to find out the truth, they actually broke apart to live their lives. With the world restored and their powers now gone, the Umbrellas & Co. were the most normal they had ever been. While it was a shock for some of them, others took it as an opportunity to go and live their lives, without the fear of the end of the world or villains coming after them and so on. For example, we find out in Season 3 that Lila actually is pregnant with Diego's child. And while we can't technically confirm that this is true in their new world, even if it's not, they're clearly dedicated to being a couple. Vanya is now Victor, a transition that mimics the one of actor Elliot Page, and now that Victor is without their world-destroying powers, they could get some peace of mind as well. Luther has a bride, more on that soon, and Five wants to retire. Claus might go and just see where things take him. They might have a chance to go and be regular people. A bold wish given what this show is, sure, but they deserve some peace after all they've had to endure in their lives. You almost have to wonder just how long they'll get to enjoy this new life before it all comes crashing down inevitably. Because, let's face it, they're not that lucky. The Sparrows. One of the biggest question marks right now is that of the Sparrow Academy. One by one, they pretty much got wiped out. The only two left were Ben, the new Ben, not the old one, and Sloane, the new wife of Luther. When the world got reset, Ben was with them, but Sloane wasn't, and Luther went to look for her. Given that the Sparrows weren't the nicest to their father, for both fair and unfair reasons, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that he didn't bring them all back. Ben might have been spared because of his loyalty at the end, but Sloane might be a different case. Then again, the Sparrows might be resurrected for an as-of-yet unknown purpose. Given the new world they now live in, anything is seriously possible. An ending stinger showed Ben in Korea, where he was born before Hargreaves came and took him. Why was he there? Well, we'll have to wait and find out. The world of Reginald Hargreaves. The final twist before the credits rolled is that the world, for lack of a better term, belongs to Reginald Hargreaves. He at the very least owns the city they're in, and he rules it on high with the return of his lost love, whom we found out was on the moon with Victor in the original timeline. Obviously, his mystery still grows. We know he's an alien and that he has much more going on than he's telling. But how he went from his original world to this one and then made all of this happen is still a mystery. A mystery that needs to be solved one way or another. Just how much did he change? And if he has all the power now, how can the Umbrellas still stop him? The wait. So yeah, Season 4 has a lot of things that need to be answered. And waiting for renewal is going to be hard. The showrunner himself noted that if Season 4 happens, it could be the end of the show as a whole, which puts even more emphasis on the story to come. It's going to be hard, but hopefully the wait will be worth it for us all, including the Umbrellas. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at the Umbrella Academy Season 4 should it arrive? And what we all can fairly expect from it? Do you hope that the show gets renewed soon so you can start the countdown for when it arrives? What would you personally hope to see in Season 4 should it be renewed? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the channel.